What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of IDK Sports Podcast, your premier podcast talking sports with the average guys. My name is Anthony. Got my main man Kenny with me.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Yeah, and then I'm saying my man No Face, No Case. It's on. You know what I'm saying? Had to do his honeymoon.
Newlyweds.
You know. You know. Well, I'm saying we guys want to take attendance at these pods. Talk about it.
We get to that point, man. Hey, man, I've been carrying my weight. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've been putting up numbers.
Some of us ain't missed no pod.
I'm just
talking about it.
Let me start doing my tally. I ain't scared of opening up the account. You know what I'm saying? Some of us was here day one. You know, episode 1.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Just got married on the honeymoon. Hope you're having a great time.
It looked beautiful.
It does look like a good time. It looks like a great time. So, you know what I'm saying? Another episode in the book, another episode happening right now.
Yeah.
Everywhere. All podcast platforms. And on YouTube at 5 p.m. every Monday. All you got to do is hit the button, man.
Consistency.
All you gotta do is just hit the button.
Hit the damn button.
Hit the button, man. Look, we at like almost 50 subscribers right now. Trying to get to 100.
Well, we cranking.
Help the boys get to 100 done. You know what I'm saying? Doing this for a year.
You know what I'm saying?
Equipment getting better. You know what I'm saying? Topics getting better.
Heavy on that. Hey, man, it's like a little appreciation at the top of the pod. You know, notice the little changes, the ones that stuck with us from, since day one, the little changes we've been making on the pod. You know, you can probably see the layouts, the mics. My dog got headphones on. Yeah. We locked into the studio, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Producing out here.
And this is all for content, the daily drops we have on socials. You know what I'm saying? This is all for y'all. We do this all for like the love of, for sports, whether we're right or wrong, but just want to, meet with the community and, talk to y'all and engage. So yeah, man, keep doing what y'all doing. We're going to keep doing what we doing.
Exactly, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? This hit the button, man. That's all we asking. The more subscribers we get, the more we could do. You know what I'm saying? Might have some giveaways. You never know, man. You never know. The only way you can do that is by hitting the subscribe and like button on YouTube.
Yeah,
get the subscribers up. If you already a subscriber, we appreciate it. Hit the like and the notification button.
Yeah.
And if you are audio listener, because I know a lot of y'all leaving homecoming, flying back on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Traveling and whatnot. Hey, you can cut the audio on. You ain't gotta have YouTube.
Man can't even open his eyes. The light hurt too much.
All you gotta do is keep us on the low. I'm telling you, we ain't yelling. I'm not yelling because I know what it is. But just hit the subscribe button. But moving right along,
what's happening, bro? Where we at?
College football, man.
Right into it.
Right into college football, man. College football season is like deep in the season. We're talking about what, week 9?
Yeah.
So we get into the nitty-gritty where like bowl games start to matter. What's other things start to matter? College football playoffs, conference championships.
We can really start having that talk about like strength of schedule and who separate the who's who played who, and who went, who got what dub on the road.
Exactly.
Right? All these things start to factor in, because this is when a lot of core fans start to get pissed, because it's like, hey, I think we perform better. Hey, it's that time of year.
Yeah,
it's that time of year.
Yeah. So, one thing before we get too deep in the football recap, one person I keep their back in a lot. You know what I'm saying? Thought it wasn't going to be a great season.
You
man,
backpedaling?
Hey,
speaking of backpedal,
I'm backpedaling. Yeah, you know that Deion was bowl eligible.
Yeah, I do.
Didn't see it coming,
and they not too far off of the bracket neither.
Yeah, they have to win the Big 12, but they right there.
They not. I'm telling you,
they right there. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, he put that team together. From North Dakota State and Nebraska, it did not look good, but the defense looks well improved, especially the defensive line.
From the beginning of the year, absolutely.
Offensive line looks dramatically improved. They can run the ball a little bit. I think didn't they beat Cincinnati 38-10 or something like that, 31-10.
It was 34-23.
34-23, but it was 34-10 late in that game. It wasn't like
the
game got they didn't finish well, but the game was closer then.
Yeah.
The game was more lopsided then.
And they locked in. them young boys is really locked in. Like you can see like that mojo that was just like one-sided last year where it was just Shador, Travis, they'll hit a few X plays and they got the buzz going out there. Like it's spread, like you said, to the defense too. The defense is locked in too. Now they gotta there's a few DBs on that team that, I know the scouts out there is really starting to take notes like, hey, number 5, number 12, they look like all right. That's a pretty damn good CB duo they got out there for those that's keeping count come April next year.
They're a good team. They're a good football.
They are a good team.
And he built the way, I don't know if it's the new coaching staff he has, or what, but the way that O-line and D-line has turned around from beginning of the season to now, different, bro.
Gotta go back to what Dion said, man, at the end of last year. He said, get me now.
I didn't see
get him now.
Now, the hate.
And we back. And we're back.
The hate is that they are, how can I put this? They haven't had to play some of the tougher teams in the Big 12.
Okay.
They haven't had to play. They don't got to play Iowa State.
Play BYU.
They don't have to play BYU. They played Kansas State, and they beat Kansas State. Or Kansas State beat them.
No, Kansas State beat them. It was a small margin though, 31-28.
So the best team in the Big 12, the 3 top teams in the Big 12 only played one. The Big 12 got a funny schedule. None of them play each other. So that's one knock you can have against them, saying like, "Hey, they didn't play like they."
First time y'all
saw.
saying
Iowa State undefeated, number 9 ranked team in the nation.
Yeah.
BYU was undefeated.
Yep.
I'm gonna get to my college football bracket later. We can talk about a little bit, but some of the better teams in the Big 12.
Yeah.
They did not have to play.
Besides Kansas State, where they ran to Kansas State earlier this year.
That's one thing that could be. But they're bowl eligible, man. He took a one-win team 2 years ago to a bowl eligible team. Hey, man, put a good coaching staff together, motivate the boys.
Yeah.
It is. I still think he's retiring after this year, but it is what it is.
And as it stands today, they have again, I know we're going to get into the bracket later, but as it stands today, they have no more ranked opponents. And like I said, this kind of gets into like the strength of schedule conversation, as far as like when you start comparing it to those that's going to be looking for bids at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Come conference championship games and all that. It's like, why wasn't, our team placed here, yada, yada, yada. Y'all know how that goes. But as it stands today, if he finishes out, what we looking at? Like, was it 10-2?
10-2.
10-2?
But they still got to play a Big 12 championship game. I think the only way they get in the college football playoffs is winning the Big 12. That schedule is not strong enough.
It's not strong enough to just go off merit.
Nah.
Okay.
Because that Nebraska loss look even worse now.
Yeah. They you still got Arizona, handle Arizona handily, You still had, you open up.
Mic up, bro.
You still open up with North Dakota State. I know you hate that. You hate that representation, but it was still a strong win, like coming out party. But nonetheless,
didn't dominate North Dakota State. Then you lose to Nebraska team that's probably gonna finish at the bottom of the Big 12, the Big 10.
Yeah,
that L doesn't look good. The Kansas State L looks fine.
Yeah, no, that's
that
perfect.
Nebraska L
ain't gonna age well. But I mean, nonetheless, like I said, let the chips fall where they may. If you're looking at over this last, what does it say, 3 years? I think I was looking on socials.
Yeah.
Then they went from like maybe 1 or 2 wins.
They went for 1 win.
Then they went, 4, had like 4-8 season.
4-7. They played 11 games.
Okay. 4-7.
Hey, man, it's an accomplishment.
Okay.
And it might help some recruiting. I think it's still gonna be hard to. I think a lot of this is still because his son is so good and Travis is so good.
Right.
It's gonna still be hard to get boys to come to Colorado. I don't care who you are.
But again, what you did do is I don't think it's all is lost because, like I said, after that Cincinnati game, I was watching that game, seeing other cats. I think we all know about Jimmy Horn, right?
Yeah.
Like
little Tyreek Hill.
Bruh. Okay, so we here because I'm watching him. I'm like, oh, if Travis wasn't on this team,
he'll be the number 1.
He'll be number 1.
Yeah,
because and even Webster is out there. That wide receiver core. Yeah. I see there's a place in the league for that entire wide receiver core 1 through 4.
Yeah,
on that team. So again, you might have to show your boy Dion some love, man.
He had a good team.
They did his thing out there, but I digress.
Yeah, he built a good team. So moving on from Deion and getting into like the college recap. Let's start with the HBCU since it was homecoming.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with Hampton.
Yes,
Homecoming game. Another win. It makes them what, 5-2?
40 burger on them boys.
Yeah, 41-21 against Elon.
Yes, sir.
You know, Hampton 5-3, having a good season. Win 2 more games, might make the FCS playoffs. You know, right there in the thick of things.
Mm-hmm.
I think next week y'all got a tough game against Villanova. That's a tough one. Is at home?
I was about to say, is it in Philly?
No, I'm at home. That's a tough game, though. That's a tough game against Villanova. But Hampton, you know, looking good after putting 60 up on A&T and now putting Elon 41 on Elon. You know what I'm saying? Blew the game out in the second half. Big homecoming win in front of I would say in front of a big crowd, but the crowd was outside, but it was people there.
Bro, and coming from somebody that was actually there on site, you're right. We was all outside.
I saw it. I watched the game on Flow Sports a little bit. I said, man, they are missing like good football.
It was a great time outside. I mean, you know, homecoming. Come on, y'all. I'm not gonna sit here and lie with
Hampton
y'all.
Homecoming, that's just how they are. Bro.
It was a good time, you know. But hey, to our benefit, we were passing around notes like, hey, what's the score? I will always catch like some of the old heads and the alumni kind of like peeking, peeking around, see the scoreboard, like see what's going on.
I mean, Hampton named that 2 big wins at the name of the head coach, the interim coach, the head coach.
Yeah.
Like he got some motion. Hampton, this probably the best Hampton team I've seen since 2012?
Roughly.
It's been a while. It's been a while since Hampton's been this good. So
I mean, and then always like we're looking at what 2 or 3 years in CAA.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years. So, thank you. So like, you take that development as far as recruitment goes. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate
a little
that.
conference hopping, and then now you kind of settle down in the conference.
Yeah, starting to get your sea legs.
So starting to get your legs together. But hey, 5-3. Good record. 1 more win guarantees you at least a 500 season. 2 more wins guarantee you a winning season. So that's what you all playing for. On the other side of the water, my Norfolk State Spartans win a homecoming for the first time since 2021. It's been a long time.
God bless it.
Hey, bro, not too much.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all won y'all first homecoming in a while against A&T last year.
Just have some pride. This is
pride. Crazy. But nah, we beat Howard. Howard still coming to the 7-5 losing. We beat a Howard team 21-20. Good physical football game. We did everything we had. I think
Howard lost their homecoming game.
Yeah, the Tennessee State.
Yeah.
Howard having a rough year. The ex-MEAC champions from the Celebration Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Having a rough year, but we win our homecoming game 21-20. Still everything is in front of us. You know, Central and South Carolina State both won their game.
Yeah.
So they're undefeated in the conference. We only have 1 loss because we lost Central earlier. Like I'm saying, 1 game at a time. Our next games are against Morgan and Dale in the season in South Carolina State. If we can win these next 2, South Carolina State beats Central on Thursday night, ESPNU, Thursday, 7:30 this week. That's South Carolina. At the end of the year, we play South Carolina State. The end of the year game.
This is what I be saying. This is the best time for like college football, man, all around. Not just your power forwards, excuse me, but like this is the best time.
We in conference play
because anybody can get clipped. Anybody can get clipped, and you never know when your number gonna get picked. Because it's like here we are, we rolling like you said. Everything's in front of us, right or wrong matchup, or you right back in there. You right back in the thick of things.
It's conference play, so. I told all you want to do is be playing meaningful games in November. That's what it is, bro.
There you go.
In the Deep South, in the SWAC, got some games. You know, Jackson State keeps winning 37-17 against Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? Looking like the team is probably going to represent the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl. Looking really good. I'm glad to see Jackson State look good, even though their fans get on my nerves. But I like to see Jackson State bounce back from them Deion years. I mean, they went 7-4 last year. And then this year, they only lost 2 games so far. Yeah. Looking really good. TC Taylor got them going. Good to see that Jackson State had that fall off when like Deion emptied the cupboards and took everything with him. Hey, they put an alum in there. He working. He doing his thing.
I can appreciate, that being steadfast and still getting them dubs out there. Again, it's just all steps ahead, all train, keep the train rolling. You know, can't sit and cry. You brought your own class in there, your own recruiting class in there. So
winning. So shout out to him.
Doing numbers. That's all you can ask for.
The other big game in the SWAC is the Magic City Classic. Big game in Mobile. Big game. I mean, I think they be having like 60,000 people at that game. They play in the big stadium in Mobile. Alabama State wins the Magic City Classic again for the third year in a row. 27-19. It might be over for Connell Maynard and him. Because losing to Alabama State 3 years in a row for the Magic City is alumni.
That's pretty damn.
That's one of them games like my dad talked about, like games you just can't lose.
Yeah.
Like that's a rivalry game. You just homecoming and some rivalry games you just can't lose. And Magic City Classic is one of them. FAMU continues their winning streak at Bragg because they be cheating. I'm just joking. FAMU continues their winning streak at Bragg, beating Southern 24-6. They got like the longest win streak in college football, almost like top 5 longest. I think they haven't lost at Bragg like 3 years. Yeah, they haven't lost at Bragg in 3 years. Even the years with Dion when they lost, that game was played in Miami. I don't think they lost a home game in about 3 years. Talk about home field advantage.
Yeah.
Are they cheating? You don't know.
Foul play?
Foul play?
Might be on something.
Might be on to something. Let's go to the big matchups in the FBS, right? Some of the games were surprisingly close, and then some of the games were surprisingly blowouts. Surprisingly close game was Texas after losing to Georgia. I thought they was about to kill Vandy.
Vanderbilt, man.
And they only lost only beat Vandy 27-24.
Man, can we just say something? Got to say something real quick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 points. Quinn Ewers.
Time for Archie.
That time off. That did
release Archie, man.
Free the, let me just cut to it. Yeah, free the dog, man. Free the dog. But it's like, bro, like this is supposed to be like your season. You stuck around, spun the block. Like, nah, I got some unfinished business. Yeah. I'm about to, Texas, we really about to ride here, and we still got talent on this team. Like, of course, you spun back for good reasons. You know what I'm saying? I'll say the same thing about them boys up there in Ohio State. You spun the block for good reason because there was still talent on that team.
Yeah,
but. Brother,
it's bad. Bro. It's bad.
I'm not getting in no shootout with what's my boy name?
Pavia out of New Mexico.
Bro, what? Or I'm looking at this wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. But Vandy is playing some damn good football.
They're playing good defense.
Are they just playing damn good football? You let me know.
Because I'm looking at the stats, right?
Yeah.
They had to throw the ball 37 times to beat Vandy. Like, Texas ran the ball 32 times for 106. That's 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And you would think a Texas team could dominate a Vandy defensive line. Could not do it.
Can I offer Texas some greats? Because as I'm sitting there thinking about it, Texas, we're missing some pieces on defense. Injuries. Everybody hurt this time of the year, but I give Texas that built-in excuse. But is Vandy just playing damn good football?
Vandy is playing good football. I mean, they're ranked 25th in the nation. Vandy is this is not your regular Vandy team. Mm-hmm. This is a good Vandy football team, a good SEC kind of built football team that can beat a lot of teams.
Yeah.
This ain't your regular Vandy team, but that surprised me. The Texas game surprised me. Another game that surprised me that was a blowout that I didn't think was going to be a blowout. What was that game? Hold on.
He talking about? No, you ain't talking about Notre Dame.
Nah, I knew that was
smoked them boys.
I knew that's what happened. That Pitt. I know Pitt's a good team, and I like Pitt. I didn't think Pitt was gonna be Syracuse like that on Thursday night.
What's the score to that game?
41-13.
Oof. They undefeated too, aren't they?
Yeah, they undefeated. We'll talk about them.
Yeah, come bracket time. Yeah. Okay.
But Pitt turned that ball over, made the dude through 5 interceptions in that game.
Can't win. That's not
Kyle McCord threw 5 interceptions.
Not winning football.
And I was just shocked that Pitt really dominated the Syracuse team like that. Some other close games I was surprised by. Ohio State just ain't it to me. Barely beat Nebraska. I don't think Ohio State. They play Penn State this week. I think Penn State gets them out of here. This is the year that Penn State gets over the hump.
Where they at again? Can you see?
They playing Penn State. They playing that Penn.
Oh, it's a whiteout game.
No, it's at noon.
Oh, they gotta flex that. You gotta flex that. Put them boys you gotta put them boys under the pressure, man.
You don't really play night games like that in November, though.
You gotta flex that.
But Ohio State just ain't the same Ohio State as before.
Is it Will Howard?
I think it's Ryan Day. I think CJ Stroud, he got CJ Stroud, but these ain't the norm. Will Howard's not the normal quarterback for this offense. Like Kyle McCord was not the normal quarterback for this offense. They need either you're
good comparison,
super accurate like CJ Stroud was, or you're mobile like Justin Fields was. The offense is built for a mobile or strong arm, super accurate quarterback. Will Howard is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State had great years at Kansas State.
Yeah,
really tough, good quarterback, makes the right plays.
Yeah,
but the dynamic plays from Ohio State is missing. Ohio State was known for big plays.
Yeah,
like you hanging in there. Next thing you know, they're up 21 because they done scored on 3 big plays. Not the same Ohio State team.
Well, they got to change identity, and then that's why I'm saying they kind of in that place where you can lean on the past. Well, if Will Howard is the problem, but you can also just reset the scales.
I don't think it's a problem. I just think that they don't have the same talent that they used to have.
I don't agree with that because I'm sitting here, I'm looking at, you still got Judkins, still got Travion Henderson there. You still got the freshman, Jeremiah Smith sitting out there, Emeka Ibuka.
It might be Will Howard. Maybe Will Howard just don't got the dynamic play in them.
They have the weapons. They have the firepower there. Now on defense, overrated. But outside of Caleb Downs, overrated.
Yeah.
But on offense, they're definitely built for a shootout. Now why? So I'm sorry. Before I even go there, go back to the Oregon game. You're right. They ready to duel. I'm like, okay, this is the Ohio State I know. That we know, hey, y'all want to take it, drag us out the deep water, let's do it. But then you turn around and have a game like that against Nebraska, it's like, who are we watching? So you still, and here we are in conference play, like you said, and we're still trying to sort out who we are.
That's a fact.
And getting gritty wins.
Yeah, against Nebraska. It's great.
Maybe it is Ryan Day. Maybe it is Will Howard. But something's going to have to be made before when they play.
You're supposed to be the offensive guy, Ryan Day.
Because if you don't know, then who knows?
That's a fact.
That's all I'm saying, man. And not for nothing, Jualar, I think I'm saying his last name right.
Yeah.
He got them boys playing out there.
Yeah.
That offense is running.
So Indiana beats the shit out of Washington.
They dog walked up.
That's Indiana legit, dog. I don't care what y'all say. Indiana legit. Like, all they do is just, it ain't even close. They killing team. And their quarterback was out, I think. Mm-hmm. Ain't the quarterback out?
Yeah.
That's enough said. Indiana.
Yeah.
The game that surprised me, I thought Illinois was decent. I didn't know they were going to beat Oregon, but to beat I think Oregon started hitting their stride because they beat them 38-9.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Illinois was a pretty good football team. I thought they were a physical football team. At least hang in there, maybe 38-21, 38-20. But 38-9, that defense is starting to come around for Oregon. And then I know they're the #1 ranked team in the nation because they're undefeated and everything like that. Right. This game they showed some dominance. That's what I was waiting to see from Oregon.
Oh, like on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
Let me see some dominance. And now I can see this team coming around as a true contender to me.
I agree. Okay. I agree completely. I didn't really catch too much of that game, but I know on offense there was really no questions for me. The speed or the caliber of offense they show week in and week out doesn't really surprise me. So the 38 number, I was like, that's a normal day at the office. But you saying they was dominant on defense? They might be cooking with something. Again, we going back to your team.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to play complementary football. Yeah.
It's on the road. My Mizzou take, I told y'all it probably won't sound bad. It sound bad.
Shit, aging like milk, boy.
They beat Alabama, beat the brakes on Mizzou 34-0. Don't know what happened to that Mizzou offense. don't know what happened to that Mizzou defense. Man. Maybe I just looked too far into the players.
Look at the players that's still there at Mizzou. They still got. Don't start whining in the comments. But they still got some NFL talent. Luther Burden is still a guy.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, what was shown during that Bama and Mizzou game was that Bama ran the ball. I mean, like, why are we keeping that asset of the game up in the cupboard, bro? Like, free the dogs. It was definitely a momentum game. Once they had their foot on their neck, they just pressed down.
Yeah.
And again, Bama definitely still hanging around.
Yeah.
Still keeping their name present, still making, getting quality conference wins. You know what I'm saying? But you need that game after last week with Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those bounce back games, whether it's this week with I just lost it. But after Tennessee, you beat Mizzou. After losing to Vandy, you beat South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? All hope and faith isn't lost in the building. Now, if you're asking me,
it's a different team.
It's a different team. It's a different team. But the lights are still on. They ain't cut the lights off yet. So we'll see how things shake out.
Next game, they both got a bye. LSU and Alabama both got a bye, so they meet up.
Yeah.
In LSU.
In Death Valley.
Probably gonna flex it to 8:00 game.
Yeah. And we're about to get to the LSU game in A&M.
That's right. That's the next game I was gonna talk about. Okay. The game I watched. Like, I'm a believer in A&M. I told people I was a believer in A&M because their defense is good, physical defense, and they can make plays on offense. And I don't know who's that, a young quarterback they brought out. What's his name?
Marcel. I think it's Marcel Reese. Yeah, I might be a little foggy on the name.
Marcel Reed.
Marcel Reed.
He only threw the ball twice, but he ran that mug though.
Oh, bruh, they had juice when he started running. That whole team got juice. I'm forgetting the running back name, but he started to go off. But also, there was like a lot of silly turnovers too on LSU side. Yeah. It was just like, bro, why are
picks,
you
fumble,
bro? Yeah. It was like they just can't get right for a while.
That's a tough atmosphere to play in too.
Yeah,
Texas A&M is wild.
Yeah, it's not never won't make up no story that College Station won't.
And then and then look at the rest of their schedule. They got South Carolina, which ain't no slouch. They play South Carolina, New Mexico, Auburn in the year, Texas. They right there. They're right. They are top. They haven't lost a conference game.
Mm-hmm.
Only game they lost is to Notre Dame, which is helping Notre Dame get in the playoffs. And that win looks way better for them. Yeah. So what I said before stands, that Notre Dame needs Texas A&M to look good so they can make it into the college football playoffs.
One hand washes the other, man.
Because that USC win don't like it's going to help them if they beat USC at the end of the year.
If we go back to Notre Dame for a second, you just took Army to the back of the woodshed.
Yeah,
and they was an undefeated team. Now hey, I'm talking from the people that's going to be making the selections standpoint.
Army, it
was an undefeated team.
Regardless, trash.
Regardless if regardless if it was a military academy or not, they still took them boys in the back and put belt to ass. So, what you want, man? Notre Dame is still into the thick of it.
Notre Dame
into the thick of it.
Notre Dame, but I hope the Texas A&M keep winning all the way to Texas and hopefully make an SEC championship game, because we'll talk about when we get the deep dive into the college football bracket next episode. But it's some scenarios with some teams. When I put Notre Dame in there and you see who people leave out, you're gonna be like, who they beat?
You got 7 slots to fill.
Yeah.
And
I thought when I made my bracket, I'm gonna get into it. When I made my bracket, you're gonna look at when I tell my 7 slots, you're gonna look at me crazy. You're gonna be like, what about them? What about them?
Yeah,
what about them? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Texas A&M is making Notre Dame get into the playoffs, bro. So, big week college football. We can go into some games. What's happening next week? I know we talked about Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State, Ohio State next week. This is the game for James. This is the year for James Franklin to get over that hump.
I can see that.
This is the year for James Franklin to beat Penn State, to beat Ohio State and Michigan. And I know Michigan don't really care about, but this is the year.
Yeah, this is the one.
This is the year. It's at Penn State. It's at home. This is your time. If you ever was going to win one, this is it. This is it. Plain and simple. I don't know which other way to put it. This is it. This is Penn State time to get this dub. Everything is lining up for you. Ohio State don't look that great.
No.
It's at home.
Nothing to scare you. Nothing to keep you up at night.
Nothing to keep you up at night. That's the only game in the Big Ten that's really like that. What you think about that game? Right now, they got Ohio State favored by 4 points.
I mean, it's going to be a typical Ohio State Penn State game, but just based off the Nebraska game, that thing it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I know it has to, bro, because it's just like they shouldn't have struggled as bad. So again, I think Ohio State meets their maker come next week. Penn State win that game, and you know, call me crazy, but I like Drew Allard, man. I like you know. He kind of got that. I'm trying to think of somebody that fits that profile. I know I saw a few Penn State fans on socials being a little delulu talking Josh Allen, but
nah,
they looking at the measurements.
Oh, okay. But I mean, he's a decent quarterback.
He is.
He's decent.
Yeah, but I don't think all the throws are there. But
he's a young quarterback though too, ain't
he? He draft eligible.
He's a junior or like a redshirt sophomore or something like that.
Something like that. But he's draft eligible.
He's a young quarterback. Next game I'm looking at is the ACC matchup, night game, Pitt and SMU.
Yeah.
That's a game that's up there for the top, like with teams that probably gonna compete with Miami and Clemson for this conference. So you talking both Pitt hasn't lost. SMU is 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you start looking at the end of the year trying to get in that conference championship game.
It's backed up there at the top.
That's a game you want to win, and you'd be right there with Clemson and right there with Miami to have a chance trying to get that automatic bid or at least make yourself look better. I think Pitt, if they win this game, it would catapult them up a little bit in the rankings. They still got to play Clemson, I think.
They got Louisville?
They already beat Louisville.
Well, Clemson? I think Clemson.
They got to after this. They got to play Clemson still, and then they got to play Louisville.
That's another big
and stuff like that. So Pitt's going to need these wins to get into the college football playoffs. But this is a statement game for them. It's a statement game for them. For me,
that's tough. It's tough. So they play SMU next week, and right after that, come play Clemson.
And I play Virginia. I'm not looking at that wrong.
No. So I'm talking about SMU or I'm talking about Pitt. Excuse me.
Yeah, Pitt play
SMU this week. Then right after that, they play Clemson.
They do. They play Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
They play Virginia. They probably kill them, and then you play Clemson at Pitt. So this game is on the road. They gotta go to Dallas. So I think this is a game for Pitt to show that they are like a real good, like a real undefeated team. That's like good, not just like a Navy. You know what I mean? That's hate.
That's hate. That's hate. Man, why you hate Notre Dame, man? Like
it's not hate on Notre Dame. It's just they want to join a conference if you want to really be considered or play people.
You don't say that to UConn.
I ain't worried about UConn making the college football playoffs.
Fair enough. That's peace.
They want to be they want to be known as the top dogs, playing what 2 real teams a year.
That's peace.
I'm saying it's what it is, bro. Everybody else is really playing like their conference games, so you never take them out. But it's like them are real 2 really big matchups that I saw next week. Now the week after, you got Georgia, Ole Miss, you got LSU, Bama. You got some big games. So
I mean, you still got a week to sleep on. Is Miami on a break next week?
Miami is on a break, but they play Duke. That's a tough one. It's a sneaky one.
Yeah,
that's Duke. Yeah.
Can I throw out a quick notch real quick? Where do you see the Heisman shift over these next couple weeks? Any big shift in like the Heisman rankings right
now? I think it's still Cam Ward up there. So you still got Ashton Genty. I mean, as long as Ashton Genty is getting all these yards,
and damn 10 yards a damn clip, then yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to go against him.
Not too much shape at the top is what you're thinking.
It's not much. I mean, you get some guys. I think right now he's getting guys that just want to get some votes. I think Ashton Genty, if he keeps going this thing, like people ain't gonna want to give it to him. Like, who does he play? Who does he play? But I
think it's
thumb behind him. Like that's why
I think when behind also it goes into it like when it comes down to it, come December time, you got Cam Ward sitting up there. You got on stage, you have Cam, Travis, Ashton. And I don't think you have a wrong selection.
You don't think Gabriel get up there? Undefeated?
No.
And Carson Beck get up there?
I mean, it's a quarterback award. I
think Carson Beck or
no.
I'm talking about
it's a quarter. No, I see why you say that. It is a quarterback award.
But I think that three is the three that have a chance to
have the biggest chance.
I think Ashton Genty is going to run away with it though. This man breaks Barry Sanders' record. As long as they don't lose, think about him. They can't lose.
Yeah, I'm looking.
That's the rough part. If they lose, then people gonna try to then that's when Cam can step in. They're gonna say, "Oh, well, he don't play nobody." You know what I'm saying? But 10 yards of carry is 10 yards of carry.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. It's like the rest.
10 yards of carry is 10 yards of carry.
Yeah, nah, they won't lose. they won't lose moving forward.
So that's my Heisman. That's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's at. Ain't nobody really separating themselves too much. I mean, you got Jalen Milroe that's really carrying Bama to what Bama is.
I think he's out of it though.
Yeah, because they got 2 losses.
Yeah,
but he's carrying Bama because they can't run the football at all. But it is. That's a good question. I think the Heisman is just where the Heisman is at.
I think last note on it. I know you mentioned Gabriel Beck. That win in Texas was a good statement game. Shit, even the comeback he had for a part of that Bama game was phenomenal in Beck's standpoint. But I think, like I said, with the 3 names that we mentioned, Genty, Ward, Hunter, it's still not enough to mess with those 3 top dogs when it comes to December.
Yeah. So moving right along to our next topic that happened this Sunday, the NFL, man. And we're going to get to one team, but let's look at the NFL this week. It started off with, I thought, a damn good Thursday game. That Rams-Viking game was Vikings. 2 coaches going up against each other, offense. The Rams got their players back, but they can really run the football. Like Kyron Williams is a dog. And
I didn't mention him during the McCaffrey conversation, but that's another one.
Kyron Williams is really out here eating. What he have? Let's go over it. Kyron Williams, 23 carry, 97 yards, and then he also grabbed, I think, a touchdown too, a receiving touchdown. Yeah. So he really was running that rock good. Matthew Stafford doing what Matthew Stafford do. 4 tubs. 279. Puka came.
Yeah.
Like he never left.
Yeah. Was he hurt ever?
Yards.
Was he ever hurt?
Coop gave you 51 yards. You know, he kind of lost a little step, but Puka just made right up for DeMarcus Robinson. 2 tubs. Both his catches were touchdowns. And it's like you hear that, you think the Vikings, they lost 30-20, but the Vikings, like Sam Darnold, 18 for 25, 240, 2 tubs. Good game. You know what I'm saying? That defense didn't make stops when they were supposed to.
Yeah.
That Vikings defense, the past 2 weeks, I want to say.
Can't get off the field.
Can't get off the field, man. And I know we was hyping up Brian Flores. I think he's a damn good coach and really good defense, but at the same time, lately they haven't been able to get off the field. Maybe are they doing too much? that's leaving people open. Trying to run back like that, sometimes, even if you're in the zone.
I'm always cape for my DBs, but you can't cover forever. So you still need some more firepower in that front seven. That will only get better with time, through draft or offseason, however you want to say it. But I think Gilly, Byron Murphy, I forget my boy's name, the safety from Cal, slipping me right now, but I think that's enough, under a standard, the typical play time or past play time, which is like 3 to 4 seconds, if that, they get the job done. But when you run into these teams that can extend the play or, can really get into their route development, and for nothing, the Rams have a pretty good O-line. So they're good in the trenches. So that's usually where they win most of their battles. So with that, yeah, I don't see, they don't have nothing to be ashamed of. I think they're still 5-2.
Yeah,
still 5-2. Yeah, the Vikings all right. They in a good spot. They just in a damn monstrous of a damn division this year.
And the Lions, let's go on that. The Lions on. Lions beat the brakes off the Cowboys and beat the brakes off of the Titans 52-14. Did the Packers win? Don't know. Hold on. I ain't got no face here to help.
The Jags.
Packers beat the Jags barely, but they won. NFL, as long as you win, it's a win.
Yeah, win's a win.
So you took an L while two of the top teams took a dub. So
yeah, you
tough division. Tough division.
I mean, it helps. It helps too, because I think the Bears lost today on some craziness.
Lost on a Hail Mary.
Yeah, on some craziness.
Yeah, man. The Commanders is on one, bro.
How you feel about Jaden Daniels right now?
I've been said about.
I was about to say.
I've been said that. So
are you ready?
I've been said Jaden Daniels was my offensive rookie of the year pick.
Okay, so we halfway into the season. Looking at the NFC East,
playoff team, win the division.
Okay, say no more.
I think they split against y'all, but I don't think they lose to nobody else. And
that's the tough part, because
y'all are good to lose to the Giants or somebody or the Cowboys.
That's the tough part. I was about to say this is similar to like the Falcons, right? Who's actually a 5-win team at this point, I believe, 5-3.
Yeah.
So the problem with the Eagles is, and the fact that like the Commanders just is like on one right now.
Yeah.
The Eagles and the Cowboys kind of like, hey, bro, we can't afford to split. Like, so if you
and y'all do it every year. No matter how good,
split.
Usually it's the Giants. No matter how bad the Giants, did y'all split the Giants last year?
Split with the Giants last year, and that's the thing. You can't split with no more than one. So if you split with the Giants, if we split with the Cowboys and we split with the Commanders, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I think the Commanders and y'all are home and home. Like y'all win in Philly, they win in Washington. It's a good team. They can run.
They can.
Jaden Daniels is all dudes gonna get better.
Yeah.
As long as he stay healthy.
That's the thing.
And then people forget that's a damn good defense too.
That's the thing, bro.
Like and y'all think is with Saquon like the run, but they got two dogs on the defensive line.
But that's the thing though, right? So now they getting a lot of deep shots off. Yeah. You know, like
Gary Terry ain't even got started yet.
And Jaden really letting, really Kirk
and Brian Robinson, talk about him.
So
Brian Robinson consistent. When he's healthy, consistent.
80 plus?
80 plus in the tub, at least. 60 plus in the tub. I'll give him that.
It's fair.
But as long as they keep Jaden healthy, they're going to be a playoff team. I personally think they're going to win the division.
I can see that. I could see it. I could see a reality that looks eerily similar.
Cliff Kingsbury is handling old boy great. Maybe Kyler doesn't watch film because let's talk about it.
Did the Cardinals lose today?
No, they won.
They won. Okay,
they came back and won. But let's talk about it. And at the Cardinals, right?
Yeah,
Cliff Kingsbury offense doesn't look nothing like this. And Dan Quinn, defensive coach, Cliff has reign over this offense, right? Kyler looked good at times, but always weighing down the stretch when people figured him out. Jaden's looking good. Now, if Jaden looks good when the adaptions have to come, that means somebody's watching film and somebody's not. And they're both athletic.
I was about to say,
both strong arms.
You can't even skate out the back door.
One is just taller.
Yeah, you can't even skate out the back door and say, well, they're two different profiles. No, both of them can get the job done just as well in the pocket, outside the pocket.
Now, Kyler is balling, is playing better. That's a different team. What y'all want to do? What y'all want to do at the Eagles is what your man at the Cardinals is doing. James Conner run the football. Make Kyler Murray making good throws. We don't have to rely on the quarterback to run that much. Kyler Murray hitting people in stride, making good throws, and James Conner running power football, and we got a good 4-minute offense. What y'all want consistently is what my man is doing out there at the Cardinals.
Wait, you can use them. I would want what I would want is nothing of a Cowboys offense, which is also like the fear with
Kellen
Moore coming over, because you went from Dak to Justin Herbert to Jalen. Justin Herbert, Dak, QB competency, and that's crazy after the day Jalen had. But follow me here.
Cincinnati's a bad football team, right?
With their level of QB play, I can be objective here and say I think I would take Justin and Dak QB level or QB play better than Jalen. I would want him to be more like a Sam Darnold.
Just make throws.
Just make the throws.
I mean, he had a hell of a game.
And that's what he did today.
And now we have kicked Jalen's back in, and not just us, a lot of Philly fans. But now that you're starting to see him play a lot better now AJ's back.
Yeah.
AJ's healthy, and AJ helps a lot in that passing game.
Yeah, no question. 11 down there somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
So that helps a lot. So just saying, look at this at the end of the season. If Jaden Daniels keeps ascending through the whole season, we owe Cliff Kingsbury an apology. It might not have been him.
Kyler deserves more hate, but Kyler keeping the hate off if he winning too.
But Kyler always wins early. He always seems to wear down. Even when they had that great 8-0 start.
Yeah.
Just saying, bro. I thought about that today. I was like, Cliff Kingsbury out there calling good games. Good games. I mean, today was ugly, but
yeah. So what's the tipping point, right? Because they played a good Chicago defense.
Yeah, really good Chicago defense.
So what's the tipping point for Jaden that you see?
If Jaden goes into, have they went to New York yet? They got left. Hold on.
Yeah. Let's see that. Have he got into divisional play?
So they got New York next week, right? Mm-hmm. He got the Steelers. He got the Eagles, the Cowboys, them the next 4, right?
Ooh, that's tough.
Go to New York, do your thing in New York. If he goes to the Steelers and put up 250 and 2 tugs, win or loss, I'm gonna be like, okay, now we're ascending. That's a damn good defense. That's a really good defense.
But here's the thing: I can't even say like this will be his first shot at a really good defense, because he played a good Ravens team too.
Yeah,
played
and lost, but played good.
Played good, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So he's like, at this point, bro, it's fearless.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, this is what I'm saying. Like, Giants, go do what you're supposed to do. Handle the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Go play good against Steelers. Steelers don't beat the Steelers. Whatever, but you play good as a home game, play good. Then after that, they go into Philly and he looks good and they beat y'all. This Commander team is really legit. Like, they're already legit, but we're talking about like Mike can make a little run in the playoffs. Not championship run, but make a little run. I still think the Lions are
the class of the conference.
But if they go to Philly and beat y'all, like go to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And get y'all and like say they he puts up good stats and they win.
Yeah,
it's their division, bro.
Because to lose, yeah.
After that, they play the Cowboys at home. They'll probably beat them. Play the Titans. Play the Saints. Play y'all again. Then they end the year with the Falcons and the Cowboys.
And to right? So at this point where we're recording, this is before the trade deadline. So
they can add some pieces.
That's why. Okay. So
but why would you? What would they add?
Here's the thing. It's not about, because at this point it's been proven that you don't need anything.
Yeah.
You don't need fine, saying you don't need anything.
Yeah.
But even in 2017, for the Eagles, they didn't need anything. But you still go and grab Jay Ajayi at the trade deadline. So if you believe like, oh no, this team can win.
Yeah.
I already laid the foundation down already, saying, okay, we got something here, and it's proven.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn on defense, Cliff Kingsbury on offense. We got a quarterback, even though he's still, still wet behind the ears, he's still making plays. We have something here. You can still say, hey, put a call in for who, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have a winning team. Winning organizations don't snuff at that because that's not a guarantee every year.
I get that. But who's out there that they need or want that can really help them, even in the excess?
Oh, well, that's a part of the thing. Like, you just make calls. There's been, I'm seeing in the chat, the rumor mill, whatever you want to call it, Max Crosby's name been floated around. We already seen two or three big time receivers get moved around already in these past 2 weeks.
Horrible teams, though.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the team where this is the point in the year where the bad teams are ready to implode. This is the part where good teams ascend to great. Great teams ascend to consistency. And they just keep the train rolling. So if you are the Commanders and you find yourself believing that, hey, I can win with this team, you make calls.
Mm-hmm.
And that new owner they got is not afraid to trade. He's not afraid to deal. And they have full faith in that building. They can make something shake. So yeah, why not call? There's more likely than not, owners are listening. They're picking up the phone. Hey, who knows? The Jets may be listening. There's been murmurs about Garrett Wilson. Why not?
Well,
there's a price for everything.
Price for everything. And speaking of the Jets, let's talk about the Jets.
Yes, sir.
What happened? What's going on? They lost to New England today.
I know.
New England Patriots. Not the Tom Brady New England Patriots.
The Drake May.
He got hurt.
Oh.
He got hurt.
Damn, who came in there? Because Jacoby's hurt, right?
Nah, I think they benched Jacoby, but I think Jacoby might have came in.
Jacoby came in? Okay.
Jacoby came in. Wasn't nothing great. They still couldn't move the ball. All right. So you still got Aaron Rodgers, 17 for 28, 233, 2 touchdowns. Not score. They can't score. Garrett Wilson had 113 yards. Devontae Adams had 54. They just can't get the ball in the end zone. They fumbled the ball twice. It's not the explosive offense that everybody thought. The mercenaries are not paying off.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say that. Okay, you got Brees stats up? What's Brees?
Brees had, again, when they play better, Brees touches the ball more. Let's see what Brees did. Brees had 16 carries for 80 yards, and they threw it to him once. So Brees touched the ball 18 times. Until they get Brees touching the ball 20, 25 times a game.
It's for nil. It's for nothing.
They're just not a good team, bro. They're good, talented players. It's just not a good team.
But this goes back to, for me, it goes back to Aaron Rodgers, right? Because Brees, anywhere else, this offense runs through Brees.
Yes.
And not for nothing, you got Braylon Allen back there. I know he's a rookie. Understood.
Yes.
Right? But that's good enough for a 1-2 punch.
Yes.
This team should be, its identity should run through those two.
But you want to know something? Why this is a bad franchise?
Why?
Because maybe them years when Robert Saleh got this team decent and they just didn't have a quarterback, everybody thought maybe the team wasn't just that good. They wasn't an elite team. This is a middle of the road team. What's the difference between them and the Bears right now? Defense is good. They got a young quarterback, but they run the ball pretty decent, and that's it. maybe this team just wasn't that good for the past 2 years before they got Aaron Rodgers.
You think they was never just a quarterback?
They wasn't good last year.
Okay, so
some teams can win with if your team was that good, your defense was that dominant, and the pieces were that good, the record would show that your team was like, look what Gardner Minshew did with the Colts last year. Look what it's been the cases where you've seen the talent is good, and they just didn't have a quarterback, but they still won games or were in games. This roster just might not be that good. They might have good talent, but the roster for as a team is not a good team.
Not a good team.
Jameis came in today, balled. That's a good team. They have not a good team, but they have a team around him. They got the defense showed up today, was inspired. They have Tillman was on the outside looking great. You know what I'm saying? Garrett was maybe
Elijah Moore.
So maybe bringing in. They just went for the talent part and not the actual personality dynamic. Everybody can't handle Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Yeah. And
he not playing the greatest. It's the best game he played since the start of the season.
Good point.
Everybody can't handle that. That's why. So everybody can handle this. What you do? You overhaul the roster. Get Allen Lazard, who ain't done nothing. How many yards? What did he do? He ain't even on the thing. He didn't catch nothing. Probably didn't play. You know, Devontae Adams come, dog, but he only had 54 yards. Garrett, you putting all this on Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Garrett Wilson was a ascending star, but everybody wanted to say, "Oh, yeah, Garrett was like." It's gonna sound like, hey, let's talk about the Ohio State teams. Was Garrett Wilson open because other people were dogs? Was he open? Who else? Who was on the team?
Yeah, but routinely, hold on. routinely, Ohio State always had like a triumvirate of receivers, and they was all good, bro.
Do we have questions about Olave?
Chris Olave, yeah.
Do we have questions about him?
I mean, how much noise is he making down there in New Orleans?
He eating with Spencer. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'll be lying.
I mean, they can still be good players. We ain't got to do all that.
I'm not saying that they're not. Chris Olave had, even though they put up 8 points, 8 catches for 107 yards.
Catch the damn ball.
The Jets ain't got nobody neither before Devontae got there.
So, again, Garrett Wilson's numbers back before Devontae was decent too.
Maybe I'm not saying Garrett Wilson's not a good player. They tried to put him in top 10 receivers in the league. Big dog. She don't want a puppy. She want a big dog. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson maybe wasn't there yet. So then you put Aaron Rodgers there like, oh yeah, him Aaron Rodgers. He's not Devontae. Devontae went through growing pains. You forget.
Yeah.
I was out here like, we had a pod back then. I was out here yelling Devontae, one of the most talented receivers I've ever seen.
Was it Fresno State?
Yeah, since Fresno State. And when he first, I tell you, he talented, he just dropping the ball. He a dog.
Yeah.
You see it. Sometimes it takes time.
Yeah.
And then, like, I look back at the Ohio State teams. Garrett Wilson was good, but Olave and Harrison were better. And sometimes you can be open because I can't worry about everybody.
Mouse feed. I wouldn't jump off that. I wouldn't jump off that ledge.
I'm about to get some paint from Ohio State.
Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't jump off that ledge. But I see your point in that they was never just a quarterback away. But you look at this roster,
offensive line sucks.
They have nobody to galvanize this team. Can we say right now on paper that the Vikings outperform what they have on paper?
Yes, but they have a team. The Vikings.
Do the Rams outperform what they have on paper? Talent wise.
Defensively, yes. Offensively, no. The offense is stacked.
Yeah. Okay.
The offense is stacked.
I mean, Kyron Williams was a name these past 2 seasons.
Yeah, then you know what Puka can do.
We know Puka, we know Cup.
And
but defensively, they
had some young boys.
They stay in games.
They have some young boys that had to step up.
Right. Okay.
Sam Darnold's a great thing. Everybody thought Sam Darnold was done. You put him around a good team. They got Addison. They got the tight end. They got Justin Jefferson. You add Aaron Jones, not a star, but a very good running back.
Mm-hmm.
You add Aaron Jones to this running back, this thing, and now look at Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting back to the Jets. Is like maybe they just don't galvanize around Aaron.
Has anybody ever galvanized around Aaron, or Aaron's talent was so good that you had to? Has he ever been a real leader, or just his talent?
That remains to be seen.
He gonna retire.
Or has been seen and just hasn't been mentioned.
This year. You know that, right?
Huh?
He gonna retire. Watch.
I think so too.
Well, I'll shoot this thing.
I think so too. And they're gonna be left there holding the bill. The Jets are gonna be left holding the bill.
For real, man. Like, it's just not a good team, bro. It's just not a good team. And next episode, we're gonna talk about super teams. NFL doesn't work like basketball. NFL, it's like on the field, everybody has to move in synchrony, bro. So you gotta add players that make sense. Jalen Ramsey made sense for the Rams.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford was an upgrade from Jared Goff at the time. Jared Goff was balling. Low-key MVP discussion.
Agreed.
But Jared Goff at the time was not ready to lead that team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And win. Matthew Stafford, they basically the same quarterback. Jared Goff is a young Matthew Stafford.
Agreed.
Real lively arm, doesn't move that well, but gonna make quick decisions, tough, gonna do what you need to do.
Right.
So you go get Matthew Stafford, you'll get Jalen Ramsey to hold up the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then you already got Aaron Donald and stuff like that. That's how you add the team. You trade some picks away to add players. You never had a problem with Jalen Ramsey's character. Ever. Everywhere he go, he won. He's been a dominant. Jacksonville, they went to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Just didn't get along with Tom Coughlin. Went there, and went to Miami. He's always never been a player that you had to hear about, like, oh, he's a bad locker room guy. Oh, he's selfish, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Flip, Stephon Diggs. This is his last rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
But here are things about him. Got mad at Minnesota when Justin got there. Got mad in Buffalo, even though they're throwing. I don't know what he got mad at Buffalo for.
He wasn't getting
Some guys are just not locker room guys, and now that Nico's gone, it's hurting them because Nico's their number one. So, like, some guys you can plug and play as long as they're good locker room guys and stuff like that can plug and play. But football super teams just don't work, bro. It's hard. It's hard to mesh
that many personalities.
All that. Even if people say, oh, what about the Chiefs? Or what about the 49ers? 49ers traded away some damn good players. Like, who that D tackle? What's that D tackle?
DeForest Buckner.
Got him out of there. And got some other guys in there, but they got good linebackers.
Javon Kinlaw, another one.
But they got Fred Warner. It's gonna hold it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had Trent Williams, leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to build the right way. You got to have enough young guys and then the thing about it, they're not built in the trenches. Every time the super teams don't work, it's super teams that y'all build, that people build from the outside.
Perimeter, yeah.
Can't do that in football.
Yeah.
Cowboys had their run, they spent 5 draft picks on offensive linemen. And they draft Zach Martin, Tyron Williams, Tyron, whatever his name is.
Tyron Smith, yeah.
And he had the Jets staking up the place now. Because he's old. It's like when Dunlap was around. Dog, when in his heyday, when he got old.
Yeah.
What's the guy y'all had? The big boy, the big tackle. That
Jason Peters.
Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Tom just caught up to him.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta build from the inside out. If you don't have the line right, then you can't protect the quarterback that you paid all the money for or gave up all the picks for. And that's their problem. They don't have a good O-line. That's why super teams don't work. Because you got to build O-line, D-line, and go out from there. You have all the receivers in the world, but I ain't got time to throw it to them.
Okay. But go back to a point you said, a few episodes ago. Even though at the time you were speaking on at the collegiate level, the same could be said at the pros.
Culture.
Hold on. That as well. But the point I'm touching on is you were speaking, like I said, at the college level, but you mentioned it's not that often that O linemen or D linemen become available.
You got to breed. You got not breed. It's crazy.
Wild. But what you into outside of the box?
Sound like Jerry Jones.
What they said in front of the lights, that big nigga ain't gonna break. But hey, nonetheless, bro, it's not that often. Come on, bro. Come on. Hey, but nonetheless, bro, come on, man.
I forgot they said it.
Come on.
They was at dinner too. You gotta run the ball, though.
You gotta run the ball. What about Booby? About to give him a 40-50 touch. Get him on the receiver.
Not pass you say that after that. Like, that's crazy. My bad.
Mark, he passed the muffins. Like, what are you talking?
The bad scene.
But
nah, I feel what you're saying.
All right, but it's not getting back to our point. I'm tripping, but getting back to our point, like it's not often, right, that you find that many players that's good in the trenches to be available. Like you don't. I mean, we only mentioning Max Crosby because he's on the Las Vegas Raiders and they stink. But if it's
we gotta talk about Antonio Pierce moving down.
Yeah, and we talking about like Myles Garrett before this win this weekend being available because it was looking like that team might implode.
Yeah,
but it's not often that a right guard or a right whoever you usually start that season with for on your depth chart for your own lineman, that's usually who you finish with.
Yeah,
you're not gonna find a tackle or a swing tackle mid-season.
Yeah,
so everybody has to deal with the hand they was dealt. And we're not saying everybody, if I know PFF do their thing, but not everybody on that team is going to be first, third, seventh at a position. You got to deal with that. And usually the teams that galvanize together,
go ahead.
They not, they don't deal with those issues. Or those holes in the roster ain't that glaring because they came together as a team.
Prime example of somebody building offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions. The Lions when they got a center or a guard, but they drafted Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
They drafted another guy, and they went and got a young guy on somebody else's team. The offensive line is built. The offensive line was built. And now what can they do? They can run, they can throw, they dominating. Like you can go get you, like if I look at my fridge picks, I'd rather look at we went and got this young tackle. We went and got a guard that was eating, that's still in the prime of his career. Over a receiver. I'm sorry. It's a lot of jokers that can run routes and catch the ball. And stars are made. Receivers can be made. Who knew Nico Collins was like this? That dude's a dog. He's the number one. With Stephon Diggs there.
Graham Glasgow. That was the name you were looking for.
Yeah.
But, and again, this is why the offseason is important. Just to piggyback off your point, you make the ugly picks early, your Penei Sewells, your Graham Glasgows, you make the ugly picks early so you can make the sexy picks later. So you can get Jameson Williams, so you can get Jahmyr Gibbs.
What Joe Alt doing out there at the Chargers? Standing jokers up.
But they got bookends on the left and right side of that offensive line. Now,
but people say don't draft the top 10 joker at tackle. Joe Alt stood Max Crosby up. He I remember that game.
Yeah. So
and he did good against Chandler Jones.
It takes 1 or 2 years of doing that, so you can come back later and say, "Oh, we're gonna get the receiver here, and we're gonna get the cornerback here." It doesn't look sexy in April, but those dividends pay. That's how you stay in the building.
Yep. Get your in the building set up, and then go find you a decent running back. That's what I say in fridge. You go get a decent running back.
And that's what getting back to the Jets, that's what I thought Robert Saleh was building. He was building that on the defensive side of the ball.
Was until some people, non-football people, got involved.
Yeah.
And they got Nathaniel Hackett, and that was his first mistake hiring him, if that was his choice.
That was beyond him.
Yeah.
That was beyond
but
him.
Then they're like, oh, we got a chance. Like, the Jets don't never want to build it. They want to go get people. Got Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? They always want to let me insert here and let's go. Or let's make a bad draft decision, like draft Zach Wilson in the COVID year and BYU didn't play anybody. Like, all the pundits will tell you Zach Wilson was overrated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold, they crushed Sam Darnold. I thought Sam Darnold could play. They crushed him.
Yeah. But
again, drafting the quarterback, young quarterback, no offensive line. They never draft offensive linemen. Last one they really drafted, but DeBrickashaw.
They got Queen and Williams. Don't do that. Oh, you talking about offensive line? Oh man, yeah, true, all true.
So that's what I'm saying, man. The Jets are gonna be the Jets, man.
Jets going Jet.
The Giants and the Jets will have the same record at the end of the year. Watch what I say. Hot take. Hot take. Damn. It's a bad. It's just bad, bro.
I think I think I still with the Aaron Rodgers being gone after this year.
Oh, he leaving.
Oh, man. I mean, you pretty much sitting there the same way the Browns are. Like, you done hedged your bet and you crapped out.
Yeah.
You crapped out. It's a damn shame.
Crazy, man. The Jets are trash. I don't know why y'all hype up the Jets. Jets always the Jets, man. I feel bad for their fans, bro. The Giants, everybody feel like the Giants eventually gonna get it right.
Yeah.
It's Woody Johnson. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta say too much, but it's Woody Johnson. Moving right along.
Up next.
So we're gonna end the show out. You know what I'm saying? Something I'm gonna start probably posting on our social media pages. Don't forget, you can follow the IDK Sports Pod 23 on Instagram. Follow me at IDK and on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as well. Follow my man Kenny F Finesse in the gram.
Yay.
You can also follow TikTok at IDK and my man Kenny at IDK Kenny.
Yep.
Where really a lot of our content is getting posted too on TikTok. A lot of things, you know what I'm saying? So everywhere you got content coming. So just be on the lookout for it. One thing I do want to start since it's getting now to week 9. I probably, if I can find an edible version, I might start dropping like a bracket prediction.
Oh, that's fire.
But this is what I got right now. We ain't got a deep dive in it because this episode we passed the hour mark, but I just want to drop what I'm thinking right now, and then you can give a little take on it, okay? So the way it's set up, all right, my number 1 seed is Oregon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got Oregon winning the Big Ten. My number 2 seed is Georgia. My number 3 seed is Miami. My number 4 seed is BYU winning the Big 12. Because they go undefeated, win the Big 12. I think they'll get their number 4 seed spot. Right. So that's my top 4. So these are the games that will be played first round games at People's Stadiums. All right.
Yeah.
So my number 5 versus 12 seed, I got Indiana playing Boise State. Because Boise State gets the qualifier for being the group of 5 team.
Yeah.
They go undefeated. Got Indiana number 5. I think Indiana makes it the Big Ten championship game and only loses to Oregon. Okay. That's why I got them at number 5. Number 6, I got Texas. And at number 11, I got Pitt. So Pitt comes to Texas for a first round game. I think Texas plays Georgia again in the SEC championship game and loses, but I still think you can't hold it against them. The only 2 losses are one of the best teams in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'd be right there. Number 7, I got Penn State versus Notre Dame. So Notre Dame has to come into Penn State. I think Notre Dame's going to be ranked number 10 just because of our strength of schedule, but they're going to have enough to get in. And Penn State will be like I said, they might not make the Big Ten championship game, but if they only lost, say they lose to Ohio State. Do they play Indiana? I think they play Indiana.
Ohio State play Indiana?
I think they're going to beat Ohio State, but I think Penn State's not going to make it to I think Penn State's going to be number 7. I think Indiana and Oregon's going to be, but you can look at the schedule. I ain't look at the schedule when I made this.
Mm-hmm.
I did kind of, but not too much.
No, I got you.
And then my 8-9 games, A&M. Bama got to go to A&M. I think A&M is going to be your I said A&M is going to be the number 3 team or the number 4 team in the SEC, and Bama is strength of schedule, and they're just going to win out, but they can't make it to the championship game. I think they don't. I don't see on the first year of the thing they leaving Bama out 2 years in a row. And then I'll give you some of my sleepers.
I'm about to say I got a few teams that I think
my sleepers are Iowa State.
Thank you.
Clemson.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Ohio State, and possibly Colorado.
That was most of the teams I was sitting outside like, why are they not in the dance too?
If Ohio State lives in Penn State, they're not going to get in. Well, who did Indiana play? Did they play Penn State?
Yep, they do. 23rd.
Indiana and Penn State play?
Oh, Indiana and Ohio State.
Okay, so I think Ohio State loses to Indiana and Penn State.
They done.
I think they lose both them games. Me personally. But that's my college football playoff. Now I say it's only week 9. This varies every week, but
Indiana is going down pretty much their version of Murderer's Row.
Who they gotta play?
Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, Purdue.
Oh, they'll kill everybody. They'll kill Michigan State and Michigan and Purdue. So they ain't gotta play Ohio State.
Yeah.
So does Oregon and Penn State play?
And just sick.
So that's like, I think Indiana gets sick. I think Indiana's gonna be in the championship game.
No. Oregon does not play Penn State.
So it's gonna be like, it could be a virtual tie at the top.
Yeah. They'll have to go back and say, hey, who played who. I think that again they'll revisit that Oregon or Ohio State game.
So say that,
and that's gonna give them the push over the cliff.
So that's why I got 3 Big Ten teams getting in, because I think Oregon wins the Big Ten. The loser of the Big Ten gets in. The loser of that game gets in. The conference championship game.
Okay.
And then the person that gets kicked out if it's a 3-way tie, I think they get in.
You showing a lot of love to the Big Ten. You showing a lot of love.
Well, okay.
Or Big 14, what do you
have? So Clemson.
Because I'm about to say, because if you go to the ACC, they can put up the same argument.
I don't want to go too deep into it. We'll go deep into it next episode. We ain't got to do it right now.
Okay.
So we can deep dive. So check in with us next time. We're going to deep dive in to the college football playoffs, where I won't really count the seeds. We'll talk about teams that could get in, because, it'll be another week. So it'll be different.
Gotcha.
But, good episode this week. The Jets, what's going on, man?
Yeah, we need answers. What's going on?
The Commanders. Hey, shout out to Washington, man. They enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
I'm scared. I am scared.
Give a round of applause. Round of applause for Washington. Round of applause, man. So, like I said, man, you catch us everywhere on Monday on all platforms. YouTube at 5 p.m. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notify button, man. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, man. Help us get there, man.
Come on, man.
Help us get there, man. Don't miss the every weekly content on our Instagram page and TikTok page at IDK Sports 23 on Instagram. IDK Sports and on Instagram. I'm at Kenny Finessing the Gram, and catch us on TikTok at IDK Sports and Kenny on TikTok. Instagram, on TikTok. TikTok. So you can catch all the good news, because this is your premier spot to catch sports takes with the average guys, man. We just out here doing it, locking in. Until next time.
What up?
I'll holla.